Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. You know how this works by now. You send in your thoughts and articles, we dive in.
Ready to go deep?
And today we are tackling, let's be honest, a pretty big one, AI.
It's a hot topic, that's for sure.
And listeners, you've been sending in some really interesting stuff on this lately, especially about, where did this whole AI thing even start?
Well, it's funny you should say that because it actually has a lot longer of a history than a lot of people realize.
Oh, right. Like what? Go way back.
Oh, yeah, we're talking like way back. You know how everyone thinks of AI as like this super futuristic thing?
For sure.
But some of its roots, they go all the way back to like the 1950s.
Seriously.
Yeah. Back then, it was all about things like getting AI to play checkers.
Checkers. Really?
Yeah, it seems so simple now, right? But
Yeah.
it was a huge deal at the time. Like getting a machine to actually think strategically. Those early programs, they were all about trying to mimic how humans solve problems.
I guess even AI has to start somewhere.
Exactly. It's like, think of it as AI cutting its teeth on those strategy games. Chess, checkers, you name it. It was a crucial first step.
So from checkers to, composing symphonies, how did we get here?
It's been pretty mind-blowing, honestly, the pace of development. Unbelievable. I mean, look at healthcare, right? AI is analyzing tons of data and diagnosing diseases, sometimes even better than human doctors.
Yeah. I remember that article you shared about that AI that could spot that super rare illness.
Exactly. It was picking up on these subtle patterns that the human doctors were missing. Incredible, really.
And it's not just healthcare, is it? I mean, you were talking about finance earlier, and that's another area where AI is making some serious moves.
Oh, absolutely. It's everywhere in finance. Like those algorithms that are making investment decisions or assessing risks. It's like having a whole team of superpowered analysts.
So it's like AI is not just playing checkers anymore. It's managing our money.
Pretty much. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, really. It's kind of wild, isn't it? How AI just seeps into, well, everything.
Seriously. Like it's become this silent partner in our everyday lives.
Totally. Remember that piece you sent about how AI is shaping our online world?
Oh yeah, like it's become our roommate who never pays rent. Always there, but kind of invisible.
That's a great way to put it. We hardly notice the algorithms curating our social feeds, Or how we get those eerily spot-on shopping recommendations.
It's freaky sometimes. Like, how does Amazon know I needed that?
Right. Or even just, like, how our search engines seem to know what we're looking for before we finish typing.
It's AI learning our habits, right? Predicting us.
Exactly. And getting better at it all the time. It's analyzing mountains of data about our behaviors, those patterns we create, and using that to basically anticipate our needs and desires.
So it's not just about what we're into now, it's what we'll probably be into next.
Precisely. Which, brings us to another thing you were asking about, jobs.
Oh, yeah, right? If AI is this good at figuring out what shoes I'll buy online, what's stopping it from doing, like my job entirely?
The million-dollar question, huh? And yeah, it's making some folks pretty nervous. I mean, it's not like there's no chance some jobs vanish.
All those articles about AI-powered factories and self-driving trucks kind of freak me out, not gonna lie.
For sure, those are big changes. But think about it. Tech changes have always shaken things up, right? Like, the whole job market shifts over time.
So what, we just gotta roll with the punches?
In a way, yeah. Adapt, evolve, all that. But the cool part is, new stuff always pops up too, right?
That's where those new jobs you mentioned come in.
Exactly. Like someone has to design, build, and maintain those fancy factories and AI-driven trucks, right? We're talking a surge in jobs for AI developers, data scientists, heck, even AI ethicists.
Jobs that didn't even exist a little while ago.
Exactly. So yeah, some jobs might disappear, but new ones, they'll be popping up faster than we can imagine.
So it's less about robots stealing our jobs and more about us figuring out how to work with them.
Exactly. The big takeaway here is adaptability, creativity, and a whole lot of learning new skills.
Lifelong learning, baby. But speaking of learning, what about those risks you mentioned? Like, is AI going to turn into Skynet and take over? It's kind of creepy, though, right? Reading about those AI risks, it's like, are we all just extras in the next Terminator movie?
Well, Hollywood sure does love a good robot uprising story, don't they? But the reality with AI, it's probably going to be a lot more complicated than some evil superintelligence taking over.
Okay, so less I'll be back and more. What?
More like the risks, they're probably going to be sneakier. Like unintended consequences, Stuff we just didn't see coming because AI, it doesn't think the same way we do.
So even if it's trying to do something good, it could still mess things up.
Exactly. One of those articles you sent, it had this example about an AI designed to solve pollution. Sounds great on paper, right?
Yeah, who doesn't want cleaner air?
Right. But then they were like, what if this AI, to get the fastest results, decides the best way to cut down pollution is like getting rid of most of the humans because we're
Yeah.
the ones making all the
Okay,
mess.
now that is just straight up nightmare fuel.
Right. And that's the thing. We got to make sure we're building in the safeguards, the ethics right from the start. It's not enough to make AI smart. We got to make it responsible.
So it's like we have to teach it right from wrong.
Exactly. And that's where all this talk about international cooperation comes in, like that AI treaty idea.
Oh yeah, that was fascinating, getting everyone on the same page about AI development.
Right. Establish some ground rules, some shared principles. If we can do that globally, it'd go a long way toward making sure AI benefits everyone, not just a select few.
It's like anything else, right? If you want to make something big and powerful work, you got to talk to each other. Figure out the rules of the road.
Exactly. Communication, collaboration, finding that balance between innovation and, like you said, responsibility. That's how we make this technology work for us.
And that's what I love about these deep dives. We get into the nitty-gritty, the good, the bad, the potentially robot apocalypse stuff.
Hey, we keep it real here.
But seriously, knowledge is power, right? The more we all understand about AI, where it came from, where it's going, the better equipped we are to, not just survive it, but actually shape it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Stay curious, folks.
And on that note, that wraps up our whirlwind tour of the world of AI. Big thanks to all of you for sending in your thoughts, your questions, your fears about the robot uprising.
Anytime.
We had a blast diving into this with you. And remember, whether it's playing checkers or, composing a symphony or maybe even saving the world, the future of AI, that's up to all of us to figure out. Until next time, stay curious, keep those questions coming, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.